Okay, thank you everyone for joining the call today. Our topic for this week's call is going to be creating campaigns in the platform. So as you may know, campaigns are used in structured web to provide essentially what you can think of as a grouping of similar and related tactics based on a shared topic. So, for example, you may have many different tactics, files, emails, banner ads for a specific product line, or maybe for your program, you might separate them by language. And then the partner would be able to navigate to that campaign and find all of the different tactics and the different content available for them within that one kind of shared area to make it as simple as possible for them. So when it comes to the actual creation of the campaigns, our agenda is, of course, creating a new campaign. Within that campaign, how we can create and modify the overview page of the campaign. So kind of where partners are learning a little bit more about the campaign. And then how we can add and manage tactics within that campaign. So kind of what's included. Okay, so let me switch over to the live system. Okay, so when it comes to creating campaigns, of course, as a program user, you're going to start out in the program manager, as you can see on my screen. From here, we'll be able to go to the Campaigns tab. And so this is where our campaigns are going to be managed. Now here we can see some previously created campaigns in the area down below, along with how many of each type of tactic is in that campaign, and what programs that campaign is shared to. So if your program has multiple kind of distinct program groupings within it, maybe by region or by partner tier, you'd be able to see where that campaign is shared here and what partners have that access. Of course, to actually create our campaign, we'll go to the New Campaign button. And from here, we can fill out our campaign details. So the name of our campaign, let's say we're going to do cloud computing. Revenue goal and the order amount, you can leave those as the default. Language to whichever language you're using for that campaign. Additionally, you can upload a thumbnail for your campaign. The system will automatically take a thumbnail of the overview page, which we'll be getting to in just a minute, which is what partners will be able to see on the Campaigns tab when they're navigating through all of the campaigns. But if you have a specific image that you want to use, you can upload that here with the thumbnail. And you can see that that would need to be 200 by 150 pixels. Okay. Continuing on down the bottom, I will mark this campaign as testing currently because it's not ready. And then what attributes would you like to set for this campaign? So for campaigns, just like with tactics, you're able to set attributes for search filters and reporting purposes. So you're able to fill out those values. So I'll just set those to all for this example and save. Okay. So now that we have our basic settings for this campaign entered, now we can move on to the next tab, which is the description. Okay. Now the description tab is where you're able to build the overview page for your campaign. So you can see we have the full HTML editor for your campaign in the area down below. You can also see by default that we have some merge fields automatically added in. So for example, the campaign tactics would be the list of tactics that are added to this campaign. The description would be the description set on the settings tab. The thumbnail and attributes, again, same as done on the settings tab. But of course, this page is fully customizable with that HTML. So one thing you may do is you may set up a default kind of template for your campaign. So all of your campaigns have a similar look and feel that you can then copy paste into the source code so that all of those campaigns have a similar look and feel. So here you can see I copied in a related campaign so that we have that same look and feel. The Analytics Anywhere is where I copied it from. But of course, we would then be able to make our updates to the content, to the thumbnail that we see, and have all of those changes reflected in that description. Of course, once we're done making any edits here, we can click Save to apply those changes to the campaign. One other thing that I will point out, we saw the merge fields previously in the default view. Here you can also see the list of tactics merge field included. But if you want to find those merge fields later after you've copied in your own content, you can find them here under the Merge Fields button. So you'll simply be able to place your mouse cursor where you want that merge field to be added. And then from the Merge Fields option, we can expand the campaign information. And we can see all of those different campaign options. So the name of the campaign, the tactics included, the thumbnail, description, and attributes, which are set on the Settings tab, as well as the related campaigns options. Okay. So that's how you're able to set up the description page of your campaign. So either the description or the overview. Next, we need to add the different marketing activities to the campaign. So not just kind of a description of what this campaign is about, but what is actually included, what is actually available to your partners. So we'll simply go to the Marketing Activities tab. And from here, we can add our tactics into the campaign. Now, if you want to create some brand new tactics, you can do so using the New Tactic option. But typically, you would have already created those tactics separately on the Tactics tab. And so we would just need to add those existing tactics into this campaign, which we can do from this Browse Library option. Okay. So once we click Browse Library, you can see that it takes us to a very similar, almost library view to what your partners would have. So again, you can use the filters or the search criteria at the top. So for example, let's say I want to add, search for things for cloud. Now here we can see our list of tactics that are included in that campaign. When it comes to adding tactics, we can click on the thumbnail, which gives us a larger preview. So we can see, okay, make sure that this is the tactic that I want. And then once you confirm that this is the tactic that you are interested in adding, you can simply click the plus icon at the very top right of the thumbnail. So we can add these banners. And you can see as I'm clicking on them that we're getting the checkbox to let you know, or check mark to let you know that those campaigns have been added. So I've added a handful of banners. Let's add maybe a couple more emails, a landing page, and one of the infographics. And again, all of these would be these tactics are set up just as you typically would set up a tactic. We're just making them available within this campaign grouping. Once we've added any of the tactics that we want added in this campaign, we can return back to that previous screen by clicking the Return to Campaign option. Okay. So here we have that list of tactics that we had added before. You can also see that they're separated by the file type, so that's clearly labeled. Now, if you want to modify any of those tactics that are in the campaign, you can simply click on the name of that tactic, which will take us to that specific ad. Again, this is the exact same tactic that's in the library. So if you edit it here, or if you edit it by going directly to tactics and finding it there, it is the exact same tactic, so the changes will apply in both cases. So you're able to make your changes, and then here at the top where we have the campaign, you can simply click back in the breadcrumbs, and that returns us back to our campaign. Okay. So that's how you're able to add different tactics into your campaign, but you do have some additional management options as well. So earlier we were adjusting the attributes, for example, for the campaign overall, but you're able to edit the attributes for the individual tactics within the campaign as well. So for example, if I want to update all of these tactics to have a specific attribute, or even just a subset of those tactics, I can select them and then go to Tactic Settings and select the Attributes option. From here, we can see all of the available attributes for those tactics, and it is as simple as checking the box to add that attribute for any of those options. You'll also notice that some of these have the little minus symbol. That means that some of the tactics that I've selected have that specific selection, but not all of them. So at least one, but at least one has it, but at least one does not. So let's say we want to add this finance industry. We would be able to add that option, but by leaving these as the minus symbol, that would then leave those options as they are. So the tactics that have it would stay that way. The tactics that don't would not. Of course, if the option is the minus, you can click on it to mark it as all should have it, or again, uncheck it to remove that option from everything. So if it should be consistent, then you can do that as well. Then, once you've made your changes, we can click Next, confirm your selection, and save to apply those changes. Once you have set up all of your tactics within this campaign, and we're ready to make this campaign live, we can then use this Publish to Accounts option. So we can select that option, Publish to Accounts. And now we're able to share this campaign to any of the programs selected. So basically what this will do is this will share this campaign and all of the tactics included as well to the program or programs that we select. So again, instead of having to separately share the campaign and then go in and share the tactics, you can do so using this Publish option all at once. So we simply publish. And then now all of those tactics, if they weren't already, as well as the campaign overall, is now shared to that program. Lastly, with the campaigns, you have the ability to set up related campaigns. So related campaigns is an option for a merge field to easily within a campaign link it to other campaigns that have a similar topic. So for example, if you have 3 different campaigns around different cloud related topics, you could add all of those into one shared related campaign. When it comes to that creating that grouping, we'll return back to the Campaigns tab. And what you'll want to do is simply check the box for any of those campaigns that you want to group together. So here we have these 2 cloud options. And then click Group Related. From here, we can either create the new group, or if you've already created it, find that under Existing and say Cloud. And so now on the far right, we can see that those 2 campaigns have been added to the Cloud group. And if we go into that campaign to the related campaigns, we can see that listing of all of the campaigns that this campaign is related to. And again, that can be really useful, especially on the overview page, for you to use a merge field to you have an easy area to link to those other campaigns. So if we look at that list of merge fields, you can either have a drop-down menu or listing out the related campaigns, or automatically add the campaign thumbnails, maybe at the bottom of the page, for example, your related campaigns, to make it easy for your partners to navigate between the campaigns and find the one or ones that make the most sense for them. Okay. And at that point, we have shared the campaign to our partners, and the campaign setup has been complete. Okay. Any questions on how you're able to create the campaigns for your partner or partners?
Nope, none from me, Greg.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everyone for joining the call today. That is everything for our webinar training. So of course, if you do have any questions or any issues do come up for you, please do feel free to reach out either by email or giving us a call at any of the contact options provided. Or of course, feel free to visit our support site, support.structuredweb.com, or use the Need Help tool at the bottom right to access those support materials, or even chat with me or one of my colleagues live. Thanks again, everyone, for joining the call today, and have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.